Good morning, one and all. Today, we are going to start with digital signal processing. Okay. So this time I'm handling you digital signal processing subject. This is just the next part of our signal and system, but much easier than the signal and system. Okay. So let me start with my screen. Hope my screen is visible. Is my screen visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are going to start with this digital signal processing subject. So first of all, let me introduce myself. So hope everyone knows my name. Maybe you are not forgotten my name. So my name is Mahesh Matpati. So my designation was changed, like it is Dr. Mahesh S. Matpati now I am. Qualification, as I have completed my BE Gulbarga University, Gulbarga in the year 2000, and ME from Jadavpur University, Kolkata. It is in West Bengal. It is in the year 2006, and I have completed my PhD from VTU Belgaum, Karnataka in the year 2021 in the area of antennas. Now, total teaching experience is 20 years, and the subjects handled are EMER, that is Electromagnetic Engineering and Radiating System, Signals and System, DSP, Linear Integrated Circuits, Analog Electronic Circuits, Radar and Micro Engineering, Optical Fiber Communication, Advanced Light Wave Communication, and these the subjects which are shown in black bold color. They are for PG subjects, RF and microcircuit design, antenna theory and design. And I have total publications, so more than 15 publications are there, and published 2 books on antennas. So this is a short introduction of mine. The next is, as we all know that our department has its own vision and mission in comparison or in consultation with the institute vision and mission, and we have like PEOs and PSOs. And I inform everyone to make a separate notebook wherein you can write down the things properly. So hope everyone has a notebook in your hand. Yes or no? Everyone has to note down the points. What are all I'm asking you to note down wherever it is possible or wherever it is required. And at any time, I am going to ask you, maybe after 1 week or maybe after 15 days, I will ask you to send me the notes, what you have written in your notebook. So you have to be very serious on that part. Hope everyone understood. सबके हाथ में नोटबुक है या नहीं है? Can I get a response?
Yes, sir.
So if you don't have a notebook, please take a notebook, and you should be noting all these things wherever it is required. So department, before going to discuss with the department vision and mission, first we will discuss like institute vision and mission. Our institute vision is to be recognized among the best institutes in India for excellence in technical education. And in line with this institute vision, we have a department vision as to be recognized for excellence in education in synergy with research in the field of electronics and telecommunication engineering. And institute mission is to impart value-added technical education through ambience of academic excellence, research, and life skills by inculcating personal touch and respect in relationship amongst the stakeholders. In line with the institute mission, we have a department mission as to part value-added technical education by nurturing the culture of collaborative research, innovation, and teamwork by imbibing mutual respect and human values. So this is vision and mission of the institute as well as the department again. After that, we have PEOs. There are total 4 PEOs, and these PEOs are going to be implemented after completion of your degree. Like it should be achieved, or it is going to be achieved at the end of your degree or after completion of your degree for at least within 1 year. Like total of a duration, like after 5 years, what you are going to achieve. So that we are understanding with the help of this PEOs. First one is function successfully in the professional environment by using the technical expertise in their career for contemporary problem solving in the field of electronics, communication, engineering, and allied branches. The second one is respond to the growing and changing needs of society through lifelong learning to evolve innovative solutions. Then third one, demonstrate leadership commitment and maintain ethics in their career. And fourth one, demonstrate effective communication skills and the ability to work efficiently at individual level and as a part of team. So these are the PEOs. And next, PSOs. These are like program specific objectives we are having. Design, develop and demonstrate experiments, analyze and interpret data in the areas of analog and digital design, communication system and allied branches. And second one is apply knowledge of electronics and telecommunication engineering to meet the desired needs within realistic constraints such as economic, environmental, social and ethical. And third one is use the techniques, skills and modern engineering tools necessary for electronics and telecommunication engineering. So this is all about the PSOs. Then next, let us go to the next part, like the syllabus of our subject. Now you can note down the syllabus. So as here the teaching scheme is subject we are discussing on this digital signal processing. The teaching scheme is like we have a lectures 4 hours per week and practical 2 hours per week. Examination scheme, we have a end sem exam 70 marks, ISC 30 marks, ICA 25 marks, and it has a POA also, right? So that is of 50 marks again. Hope you are all noting this. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you just note down section 1. In that we have unit 1 as introduction. In this we are going to discuss on introduction to DSP system, correlation and its properties, digital transfer function, stability consideration. As per university, we require 3 hours. Shall I proceed next? Shall I proceed to the next slide? Then next is like in second unit, we have like the title is discrete Fourier transform. As per university, it requires like 10 hours. In that, we are going to discuss on frequency domain sampling and reconstruction of discrete time signals, DFT as linear transformation, relation between DFT and Z transform, properties of DFT, computation of DFT and IDFT, multiplication of two DFTs and circular convolution. So this is all we are discussing in the second unit. And third unit, unit 3, a linear filtering method based on DFT as per university, which requires like 5 hours again. So use of DFT in linear filtering, filtering of long data sequences such as overlap save and overlap add method, frequency analysis of signals using DFT. So this is of unit 3. We are going to discuss the syllabus in this. And unit 4, FFT algorithm. FFT stands for the fast Fourier transform. So in this, we are going to discuss on radix to FFT algorithm for the computation of DFT and IDFT. Then next, we are discussing on decimation in time. In short, we are calling it as DIT, and decimation in frequency, DIF algorithm. And at the end, we are going to discuss on the Gorgel algorithm. So this is all about the syllabus of unit 2, 3, and 4. Have you noted this? Can I get a response? Then next, we will discuss like next units. What we are having is like unit 7. We have like realization of digital linear systems, structure for realization of discrete time system, structure for FR filters. In that we have like diode form, cascade form, and lattice structure. Structure for IR filters, diode form, cascade form, and parallel form. Unit 5, we have like FR filter design. In that we have like FR filter design, introduction to FR filter, design of FR filters using a rectangular Hamming window, FR filter design using frequency sampling technique, and FR filter implementation technique. And unit 6, actually here the unit numbers need to be changed, so don't get confusion here. This is like 5, 6, 7. So IR filter design. In that we are going to discuss on like IR filter design by impulse invariance, IR filter design by bilinear transformation, and then characteristics of Butterworth filter, IR filter techniques. And last unit we have like application part, application of DSP in audio processing, telecommunication, and data signal processing. So this is all about a syllabus, what we are going to discuss in this complete chapter. Now let us discuss next part. So these are some of the experiments you need to perform, that is internal continuous assessment. So which has again a term work of 25 marks. And again, you have a POE on this. So there are total 13 experiments. Out of that, you need to perform at least 10 experiments. So this is a list. Introduction to MATLAB, waveform generation using discrete time signals. Then to implement autocorrelation and cross correlation using MATLAB. To implement linear convolution using MATLAB and C language. Implementation of DFT and IDFT using MATLAB and C language. To implement circular convolution using MATLAB and C language. Fast convolution using overlap add, overlap save method using MATLAB. And 8th experiment is realization of FIR system. 9th one is realization of IR system. 10th one is design of FIR filter using frequency sampling method. 11th, design of FIR filter using windowing technique. 12th, design of IR filter using impulse invariant technique. Then last one is to design Butterworth filter using bilinear transformation technique. So these are all the experiments you need to perform using a MATLAB. And here almost all the theory which we are covering in the DSP, the same thing we are writing, same thing we are performing in the lab also by calculating like cross correlation, autocorrelation, linear convolution, DFT, IDFT, overlap, add and save methods, then filter design. So all these things we are going to perform in the experiments. So this is how the experiments we are having for the DSP lab. Then next is the textbooks and reference books. You please note down this, the textbooks and reference books which we are using for this particular subject. The textbooks referred are Digital Signal Processing, Principles, Algorithm and Application by John G. Prokias, 4th edition, PSN Education. So number of copies are available in our library. You can refer this. Then second textbook is Digital Signal Processing by Shalivanan. The author is Valvaraj and C. Gananapriya, 2nd edition, TMH again it is. And third one is Discrete Time Signal Processing, AV OpenEM and RV Safar it is. Low price edition, John Valley. So these are the 3 textbooks, and most of the syllabus is covered in our first textbook. So John G. Prokias. I suggest everyone has to take this book and you have to refer the textbook. And the reference books, around 6 reference books are there. You can refer any one. For the problems, I suggest you just go for this Digital Signal Processing by Ramesh Babu. That is 4th edition, scientific publication. Then the second reference book we have is Digital Signal Processing by Dr. Saila D. Apte, 2nd edition, Ville, India again. Essentials of Digital Signal Processing using MATLAB. So which will help you for understanding the MATLAB code while performing with the experiments. You can refer this book also. That is, author is Vinay K. Ingle and John G. Prokias. Digital Signal Processing, a practical approach, EC Ifcher and BV Jarvis, 2nd edition, Pearson Education. And reference book 5 is Theory and Application of Digital Signal Processing by Rabinar and Gold, 1st edition, by Prentice Hall it is. And the 6th one is Digital Signal Processing by S. Palani and D. Kalayarchi. So these are some of the reference books. So you can refer. So these are the course outcomes which we are achieving at the end of our course. So after completion of our this course, we are going to be like first course outcome is we have the students will be able to solve problems based on correlation and DFT. And the second course outcome is students will be able to analyze response of system using linear filtering. And third one is calculate FFT of discrete signal. Then fourth one is calculate and analyze FIR and IR filter coefficients using different techniques. And fifth one, realize a transfer function of FIR and IR filters using different methods. And lastly, students will be able to apply concepts of DSP in various applications. So these are all the course outcomes which we are going to achieve at the end of this subject, at the end of understanding this subject again. Please note down these course outcomes. So this is how about the unit 1, introduction to digital signal processing. So as already we have noted the syllabus of unit 1 and the separate textbooks I have written like what is the syllabus of unit 1 is, as we know, introduction to digital signal processing system, correlation and its properties, digital transfer function, stability consideration. This is what a syllabus of unit 1, and the textbooks which we are referring for this unit 1 is As I suggested you already, the textbook which we are referring is Digital Signal Processing by John G. Prokis, and the reference book which we are referring for this unit 1 is Digital Signal Processing by Ramesh Babu. So if you refer these two books, like whole syllabus is going to be covered. Now, so about the title of the chapter, as we know that like first title is introduction. So introduction, what does it mean? A definition of introduction is making something known for the first time. जैसे कि मैंने अभी क्लास स्टार्ट होने से पहले मेरा इंट्रोडक्शन दिया आप लोगों को कि मैं कौन हूँ, क्या पढ़ा रहा हूँ, मेरा क्वालिफिकेशन क्या है. So I have just informed you all those things. So before going to start with the detail of the syllabus, or we are going to like introduction, we are understanding what exactly we are going to study in this particular subject, right? So that is in this subject, like what is the digital signal processing is the key object that we are studying the first time. So that is all about chapter of the subject. Sorry, chapter of the unit 1, it is title of the chapter. The next is central idea of the chapter, what exactly we are discussing in this chapter, so that we will understand here. So this chapter provides an insight about digital signal processing system, operations to be performed on digital signal in order to extract information. Finally, students will get through digital transfer function and the stability criteria. So this is how the complete we are going to discuss in this particular chapter. Like we are discussing about what is the basic block diagram of DSP and what is correlation, what are its properties, and then we are discussing about how digital transfer function is going to use to analyze the signal and how this stability criteria is satisfied. So this is how about the overall idea of this particular chapter. Then importance of the chapter in this subject. So this chapter tries to build the fundamentals of DSP. So to take deep knowledge of further, the basic things should be understood. Therefore, this chapter is very important. The next is main objectives or outcomes of this particular chapter. So at the end of this chapter, students will be able to understand the basic building blocks of DSP, perform mathematical operations such as convolution and correlation on digital signals, check stability of systems. So this is how we are understanding at the end of this particular chapter. So these are the chapter objectives or outcomes. So this is all about the overview I have given you. What is the title of the chapter, what is central idea, what is importance, and what is the outcome of the particular subject. Now let us start with the syllabus. Introduction to DSP. So here I am asking you some questions like what is signal, what is system, what is signal processing, and what is digital signal processing. So can anyone tell me the answer of the first question? Can anyone tell me the answer of the first question? Hope I am audible clearly to all.
Which contains information.
Okay. Anybody else?
Sending information one point to another point.
Okay. Or yes, let me tell you the definition. So like the way of representing the signal is different by the different person, right? So that means like you may express or you may convey or you may define the signal in different ways. So let me give you the standard definition of a signal. A signal is defined as any physical quantity that varies with time, space, or any other independent variables. So that's what we are calling it as a signal. Let me repeat once again. A signal is defined as any physical quantity that varies with time, space, or any other independent variable. So this is what a definition of signal. Then what is system? What is system? Can anyone tell me? What is system? What is system? You should respond immediately. Already we have studied the subject called as signals and system.
A system in which a system is consist of different objects or component which perform particular task.
Okay, very good. So here definition of system is a system is defined as a physical device that performs an operation on a signal. Right? Hope everyone clear about the definition of signal and definition of the system. Now, what is a signal processing? किसी को पता है? Anybody knows?
Operations on a signal to travel from one place to another.
Okay, operation on a signal to travel or to get desired output, or to travel from one place to other place, or to get a desired output. Right. So here in signal processing, there are two types. One is analog signal processing, and the second one is digital signal processing. So till now, what are all the experiments or what are all we are studying? Those we have studied with respect to the analog signal processing. So as we all know that the signal which are getting naturally, all are in analog nature, right? For example, if we have like your signal is like what we can call speech signal, or it will be or your analog signal like voice signal. So these are all in analog nature. So if you want to process such signals, so we need to convert or we need to process that through the analog processor. So directly we can process. Suppose if you want to process these signals through a digital signal processing, then what we need to do, we need to convert these analog signals to a digital signal, and then we need to process that. Okay. Can anyone give me the example of analog signal processing? Example of analog signal processing. कोई बता सकते हैं मुझे?
Radio.
Radio.
Communication.
Okay. How radio is analog signal processing, madam? Can you just clarify that? क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोगों को समझ में नहीं आया रेडियो क्या, how it is analog signal processing.
In radio, the signal are in the form of analog sine wave or in the form of wave.
Okay, okay. Okay. Or anybody else? Anybody else give me the analog example of analog signal processing? So everyone has to start communication. It's not that like one or two persons are interacting and others are just sitting idle. You have to start communicating and you have to develop your confidence level, right? Maybe next semester onwards or at the start of your final year where interviews may go start, तो वहां पे आपको बात करने के लिए अपना कॉन्फिडेंस इंप्रूव करना है. तो अभी से अगर आपने थोड़ा थोड़ा अपना कॉन्फिडेंस इंप्रूव किए, if you are developing the skills for asking the questions or if you are developing the skills for answering the questions. So that way you can develop your confidence. Yes, anybody else? Maybe all you have heard of about amplifiers, filters. सुने आप लोगों ने? Have you heard of about these amplifiers and filters? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
What exactly amplifier is doing? What exactly the amplifier is doing? क्या होता है एम्पलीफायर में?
Amplifier done the amplification, that is increasing the amplitude of a signal.
Okay, the amplifier accepts the input in analog nature. For example, आपका साइनोसॉइडल सिग्नल रहता है वहां पे और उसका आउटपुट क्या आता है? What will be its output? Output is also in analog nature. Amplitude बढ़ा के आता है वहां पे. You will get the output as increased amplitude. Getting my point? Suppose if we have input to an amplifier like a 2 millivolt as an input, then your output you are getting it as the 2 volt or 4 volt, for example, I am just telling. So here in this amplifier, our input is in also analog nature and output is also in analog nature. So such systems we are calling it as analog signal processing. Getting my point? Have you cleared with this? What is analog signal processing? कळतंय? कळालं का? Hello? Have you understood the meaning of analog signal processing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now for like the filter is also same thing again. The same here, it is accepting again analog input and giving the analog output. So that is the filter, or else we can have again some other examples like frequency analyzers are there. So these are all the analog signal processing. In analog signal processing, what's happening here is the signal is in analog nature, that is input is analog nature, and the processor will process the signal and gives the output in analog nature. So that is here analog signal processor का example क्या हो सकता है आपका? It may be either amplifier, it may be either filter, or it may be either attenuator, or it may be either frequency analyzer. So these are all accepting the signal only in analog nature and producing the output in analog form. So that's why these are called as analog signal processing. So this is all about the analog signal processing. Now let's move to the digital signal processing. So before going to understand this, let us understand the main block diagram of a digital signal processing. Hope my screen is visible to all. Screen दिख रहा है सब लोगों को?
Yes, sir.
You please note down this. Note down the block diagram of digital signal processing. So then I will explain one by one blocks here. First, note down this block diagram. Let us understand what exactly the block are present in DSP. So here, hope everyone knows some of the blocks, right? So here first, what is the input signal X of t? We are giving the input signal here. Input may be a transducer or our we are getting this signal from the transducer or our function generator. So input signal X of t is in analog nature, right? And then this input signal we are giving it to the low pass filter. So wherein with this low pass filter will remove the high frequency components which are present in the input signal, right? And that is a band limited signal is going to be transmitted through transmitted to the sample and hold circuit. Anyone knows about this sample and hold circuit? Have you heard of this? I think in LIC you have studied. Yes or no? Here in sample and hold circuit, the signals are sampled and hold for a minute, right? And here that means till the further instructions, the signals are going to be hold, and then it is going to be processed to the further block. Here, because the purpose of this using sample and hold circuit is, as this A to D converter requires some time to convert analog to digital converter. So for that purpose, here in the sample and hold circuit, the signal is going to be hold for a minute. So then the signals are transferred to the analog and digital converter. Here, the signal which is coming to the analog and digital converter will be converted into digital form. So that is, and which will produce you the n-bit output. Like the output of this ADC will be as a n-bit number depending on the value of analog signal at its input. So once the output or once the signal is converted in digital form or in n-bit format, so that will be transferred or that will be given to the DSP, that is digital signal processing. Here this digital signal processing accepts the input in digital form, and this example of this digital signal processor may be you have like a programmable digital computer or a microprocessor, like example Intel 80XX, Motorola 680XX, and Xilox or Z80XX, or else they are programmed to perform the desired operation on the input signal. So the programmer like microprocessor, or else it may be we are using a digital signal processing hardware like ADSP 2100 or a Motorola DSP 5600, or else we are using a TMS 320C50. So these are all configured to perform a specified set of operations on the input signal. So that is the DSP signal here using. So once all the signals are like processed here, so that will be given to again the output of this DSP will be again in the form of digital signal. So that will be again need to convert into the analog format. So that is we are using digital to analog converter. So this digital to analog converter, what will happen is, so which will convert the signal in the analog format. Sorry, the output of this digital to analog converter or the DAC will be in analog nature, but has some of the high frequency components present in the output format again. So therefore, so here again the signals which we are getting at this point will be of this format. So yeah, ऐसा रहता है यहाँ पे, the signal will be of this kind we are getting at this point. So ये staircase kind of waveform we will get as output at this part, right? तो यहाँ पे उसको ऐसा output आएगा. To make this output as a smooth waveform, so to remove these high frequency components, we are using the low pass filter, and here we are getting the output at this point as the like analog in nature again. So that is how the input signal, if you are having like the analog in nature, so that will be again transmitted through this digital signal processing. So this is how about the block diagram which we are using, or this is how about the block diagram of a digital signal processor. Hope you understood. So any question or any confusion in this block? Yes, किसी कोई क्वेश्चन है यहाँ पे? Anybody has a question here about these blocks? Hello? Now this is how about the block diagram of DSP, or you may expect the theory question on this also. They will ask you explain about the block diagram of DSP, that is digital signal processing. Maybe it is 4 marks question again. So there you need to draw this block diagram and you have to explain the each block, right? So this is all about the today's lecture. So we will stop it here. And tomorrow we will discuss on the advantages of DSP.